Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. We're going to break down the college basketball slate Saturday, February 15th. I'll share with you guys the games that I like and the games that I'll be betting, and I'll give you guys my best bets towards the end of this video. So welcome back to the channel. I know for you guys that have been following me religiously, no explanation necessary if you saw the record last year for the college basketball arena, but not the best start as we kicked off kind of this post-football season in terms of the basketball betting. We were a buzzer beater away from getting it done against with the Hoosiers last night, but it is what it is. We'll bounce back, and this is going to be the card that I'm looking to do so. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll give you guys my best bets, like I said. A couple things of business, though. We are going to use Outlier to break this all down. If you do want to sign up with Outlier, I have a 7-day free trial link. Also, there is a link for my Twitter page. Follow me on X, as well as here on YouTube. And if you want to get in our free Discord, we have a great community over there that's built as well. So shout out all Discord members in the chat. Let me know what you guys are up to. It's been a while. I know we were kind of sick with the flu, and then we went down for the Super Bowl. So transitioning back into the full-time picks mode, especially within the college basketball arena. This is one where, if you guys have been with me, I know we've only been around for a year, but this is one of my kind of things that I like to like to do pretty well. So we're going to get into it. Let's run the board. First and foremost, we are going to go down the odds board. We have some action at noon. Okay, I'm going to break down some of the games that I do favor. First off, the Arkansas Texas A&M game. This would be a lean with Calipari and company within Arkansas. No official play. The Aggies at home, this is a big number, 8.5. But I will tell you guys one thing. If you look at the splits with SEC opponents when they do have home games, it's one where I tend to back the SEC dog at home more so than not. You see this with Vanderbilt, so on and so forth. But in this spot, I kind of favor the Razorbacks here, 15-9. They did struggle a little bit within kind of offensively what they were able to do. But this is something where I think this is where they can cover the 8.5, but like I said, guys, just a lean, not an official play, okay? Next, let's get down the board. There are a lot of key games. Next one I want to talk about is another SEC game in action. The Volunteers hosting the Vanderbilt Commodores, a little bit of an in-state rivalry game as the boys from Nashville head down to Rocky Top. And when we look at this game, this is pretty much cut and dry for me, guys. I think this is blowout potential. Tennessee laying the 12.5 at home. I do trust Vanderbilt, we were talking about the home advantage. But this is one where I do have a play on the Volunteers, minus 12.5, especially when we saw kind of what they were able to do, in a spot where we did back them against Kentucky, and they were able to get that job done. That was one of the, or I'm sorry, they were losers in that contest, 75-64. This is just simply a bounce back spot for me at home. I like the Volunteers. I like what we're able to see in terms of them from guard play. One of my favorites as well for March when we get into the final bracket. But I do like me some Volunteers here. I know it's a big number, 12.5, so that is one of my official plays. I just think they can outlast Vanderbilt at home, and this one could have bounce back, ugly potential. Okay, so next we're going to go down the board a little bit further, and we are going to dive into a Big Ten matchup, another marquee game at 1 o'clock Eastern. Wisconsin taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. Okay, Purdue laying 5.5 at home. This is a game where I do want to stay away from, but for all you Big Ten backers out there, the Badgers are taking the overwhelmingly amount of the handle. I'd probably go with the 5.5 on the road, but this is one where you're going to look at this game potentially coming down to free throws late, so grab the points with Scotty if you were going to bet this, okay? Next one I am going to talk about, and this is an official play for me. We're going to be all about the 144 in terms of the Army-Navy game that we have tipping off 1:30 Eastern. This one's pretty much cut and dry for me, guys. I really do like the fact that this game historically does go a little bit lower, and you can see a lot of the money is towards the over. However, I do think this is something where The 143 is just way too high. I'm going to go with the historical trends. I know teams vary year to year, but for me in this spot, guys, this is one of my favorite plays of the day. Going under Army-Navy 130. We're going to go under the 144 number, best number out there if you do find it, where we take Army-Navy going under. This is just a play based on previous matchups. I do like this game, the sail under the total, okay? Let's go down the board a little bit more. There are a lot of games, and all you guys out there watching, if you recognize something, this is flu season. We're battling it with kids. This one is always fun, so apologies for my voice. A little bit harsh here on this morning, okay? And we want to get into the next game on the board that we are going to be making a play on. It's worthy of talking about as well. Houston and Arizona, okay? This is very interesting because of the fact that Arizona is getting points at home. We've seen this number drop a little bit. Another marquee game in this full slate of action. This is kind of where, if you do like Arizona, you can get a bucket here. +2 you can find if you shop around. Taking the Wildcats, that is the sharper side, if you will. Me personally, I'm going to stay away from this game. I don't want to bet against Houston. I know Arizona is the right side, but I don't want to bet against Houston. One thing about defenses is they do travel. Athleticism travels. Why Houston's always up there in March in the bracket. They're always a live team, and this short number on the road just gives me a little bit of pause because the Houston Cougars are a very impressive club where I don't want to bet against the Wildcats, but if you ask me for my opinion on this game, I would recommend Arizona +2 if you want to get in on some action with this game. Okay. Next, let's go down the list a little bit more. We'll get into my third and final play. This is something where we look into the late action here. Real quickly, though, I do want to touch upon a couple other games that I do have kind of penciled in as leans, okay? And if we can find it. But yeah, another game that I do favor a little bit is the Stanford Duke game. Duke, if you do want to get in, a lot of people think they're the best team in the country. This is a lot of points, 18.5. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, guys, the West going East never really does trend in the right direction. So this would be a lean on Stanford. It's just way too many points, but would not shock me nonetheless if Duke ended up winning by 25+. Okay, but let's get into that third and final game that is the one that everybody's going to be keying in on. And no, it's not George Washington Davidson. There is no Steph Curry available in that matchup to make it intriguing. It's going to be the Auburn Tigers and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Not necessarily the Iron Bowl, but let's get a little bit of action going in this spot. One of my games that I will be keying in on as well. Simply put, this is a play on SEC home teams. Right now, you can find a 2 out there in the market for Alabama. I know it's kind of the trendy side. It's the favorite side, and I know Alabama's the number 1 team in the country, 22-2 on the season, 10-1 in conference, but we've never really had this matchup. It's a historical game. You never had Auburn. I believe you never had a regular season matchup between an SEC school, 1 versus 2. But this could be the first time in I know it's the first time in these programs' history they've ever met. I think in any sport, 1 versus 2. To be quite honest, football including. Okay. Very historical matchup. But nonetheless, we're going to treat it as just a number, and I'm going to be laying the 2 points with Alabama. Get them for a field goal. This is going to be a back-and-forth game that really could go any direction down the stretch, but give me the home team and a raucous crowd to outlast the Auburn Tigers. Also, a very strong play and lean towards the over. This game has magnitude where we could see these Alabama totals, right? They could score 100 themselves, and if you do think this is going to be down to a bucket, I think the over is the clear side. It's very trendy, but give me Alabama -2 and the over 171.5 as a best bet as well. Okay, so that'll wrap it up. That is the breakdown of my picks. We will have a quick rundown, but before we do that, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My handle for X is in the bottom left of your screen. Make sure you follow me over there. Also, if you guys want to hop on over to the free Discord, sign up with Outlier, all that good stuff, I would appreciate it. All right. And we'll do a quick breakdown of the picks. Like I said, we're going to go Alabama -2 and the over in that spot. Also, we are going to hit the the game that we talked about a little bit earlier, Tennessee minus 12.5, staying in the SEC. And then the third and final game is the Army-Navy. We're going under 143.5 to kind of round out my 3-pack of best bets on this action-packed Saturday. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Enjoy it. Also, we will have some USA-Canada action on the hockey front, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, and an exciting UFC card as well. So a lot of sports here on a Saturday where the weather's kind of crappy, and so let's look forward to the kind of burrowing in and digesting all this action on this loaded Saturday. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow as we break down the Sunday NCAA picks as well. And we'll see you guys over on Discord a little bit later on today. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.